Welcome back, Burnout Teachers. Today's lesson will be about alternative approaches to teaching languages. I have some resources for you all on alternative ways that I think you can implement language learning in your classroom in a way that's more sustainable and that is enjoyable, and in which your students will love learning languages and continue to travel and learn languages as they get older. My experience working in various schools, the curriculum usually entails a very strict way of teaching languages, and that is that there is certain vocabulary that needs to be covered. There are very specific milestones that determine whether students can move to the next level, whether they're categorized as beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Also, there is a large focus on grammar at the expense of actually teaching speaking and communication. It creates this idea that people are either good at learning languages or you're not good at learning languages. And this is a really flawed perspective, I just think, in the realm of social justice education, because I think really one of the core tenets of social justice education is grounded in the belief that every student can learn when given the opportunity and the resources. The resource that I want to share is a book that my sister actually shared with me. It's called Fluent in 3 Months: How Anyone at Any Age Can Learn to Speak Any Language from Anywhere in the World by Benny Lewis. What I really love about this resource, and the reason why I'm sharing it, is because I think it provides a very important perspective on language learning. And that is that the central component of learning a language is really self-confidence and being able to not have the fear to speak. I'm currently an English teacher here in the south of Morocco, and I'm also a student of new languages as well. Here in Morocco, many languages are spoken, so it can be very overwhelming at first. And so in my experience here in Morocco, a lot of people speak Amazigh, the Tachlehit dialect, and for me, when I hear it, I have no idea of how to understand it. Before people would talk to me, I would just be nervous about the prospect of them talking to me, that I wouldn't even actually listen to the question of what they were speaking, even if it was something I knew how to answer to, because I was so nervous. And I think Benny Lewis talks about that a lot. It's that you really need to discard this whole idea of trying to portray yourself in a certain light, that you have to be perfect at a language to start speaking it. And really, it's the other way around. You need to speak it so that you can reach that fluency, and really breaking out of this idea of caring so much what people are going to think of you if you mess something up. And ultimately, it's really just for them to be able to understand you and for you to be able to communicate and connect with the community where you are. And then at a different stage, when you become more intermediate and advanced, then you can work on fine-tuning and kind of getting more into the grammar and the specifics of things. But I think in the beginning and in the initial stages, it's really just about getting over that fear of people perceiving you in a certain light or being embarrassed, and really just having the self-confidence to speak and just immerse yourself in that community. As a social justice educator and as someone who believes in social justice education, I believe that education in general should be about celebrating difference and about being able to connect with different communities globally. And I think language is such a powerful way to do that. It pains me to see that people are not able to connect with other people who speak different languages just because they're afraid to speak. And I would say to those people, so much of communication is nonverbal. So even if you just have a few words that you do know in that language, use those words to really create a connection with that community so that you can broaden your awareness of the world around you. And I just want to finish with this quote that is at the end of the book that I think is so representative of why language learning is so important to connecting us all in this global community. And it says here, "You live a new life for every new language you speak. If you know only one language, you live only once." And that's a Czech proverb. And I think that that's so true. I think as you learn more languages, you're able to connect with more people, you're able to understand communities in different ways, and then really also be able to understand their lifestyles, the struggles, the injustices that they endure. And hopefully that will give you more of an awareness about the ways in which you want to contribute to change around the world and or in your community. Please check out Fluent in 3 Months. It's been such a life-changing resource for me as an English teacher and also a language learner, and I hope that it will help you as well. And please feel free to leave in the comments below if you've used this resource, if you've used any of their resources or courses, and please tell me positive or negative what you think of them so we can begin a conversation and really continue to help each other be better teachers and be better language learners.